I used to be really guilty of being so busy on my horse, right? I used to take a hold of him all the time, and I was like bumping and banging and rolling and rubbing, like that's what I ended up with right there. See, this horse was like, whoa, hold on. I used to do that a lot. I've come to realize that if I can get a little more solid with this horse and more rub and roll her around, I'll get a lot further. So what you... Good afternoon, everybody. This is LSH Live. I'm Jeremy. This is Macy, and that's Peanut. She's not participating today. Oh no, she wasn't ready. She didn't know there was live. All right, now she's on it. Perfect. So this is LSH Live number 15. We're going to talk about a little bit of Western pleasure. We're going to pick up where we left off. If you guys watched the jog clinic and saw that with Marley last time, we're going to kind of continue on building in those processes. And kind of back up a step and show you what it looked like before, right? So again, this is our 2-year-old project for the year, little Peanut, and
that's green bubbles.
I'll show you, this is the other live, the new live. If you're watching stuff. So this is the new and improved Facebook Live right here. So yeah, so we'll go over a little bit of what we did last time. This will hopefully be one of the last live feeds that you guys see with this current equipment setup. So everybody that has donated, that has gone to our sponsors and supported them and checked everything out, we appreciate you guys so much. Every dime that has been donated has gone right back into the stream for you guys, right? So all of the donations, everybody that has supported it so far, we're putting that right back into the stream. So I now have a little headset. Don't want to step on those. Have a little headset that we're going to use. We're working on a capture card for a laptop that we can follow with a actual DSLR camera, so it's not off my phone. So that way I'm not so far away, and you guys will be able to hear the audio a lot better. So hopefully by next Tuesday I have all that set up and running and working. And then we're going to bring you guys a little bit closer into it. So everybody that's donated, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate and love you guys so much. All of your donations, all your shares, all your comments. Love it so much. We just got the new commercials out, so if you guys see those on Facebook,
check them out. They're really cool.
Check out, give them a little like, give them a little love on there.
Love.
And then on Instagram, we had that up there, so that's going on Instagram too.
Yep.
And that's all thanks to you guys. It's all thanks to Holla Denim. If you guys haven't checked those guys out, it's all thanks to Holla Denim. And Good Ride, if you guys haven't gone to mygoodride.com, and Sales Paddock. So please check them out. Please give them some love if you like what we're doing here. And then last time too, if you guys caught the Novice Championship patterns, I think we crushed it, right?
I do too.
I think that went really well, yeah. So if you guys see the commercial, you'll see Sam and Macy running, and they are perfectly in sync. It looks wicked.
It looks wicked.
And we talked before about how that was going to happen, right? We talked about how as they get better about running, as they get more in sync with each other and get used to the idea of running alongside, that'll be an easier thing, right? And you'll see them change and see them grow. So I think that was really rewarding for me personally to see you guys trot an entire loop, come through and break to a walk and walk all in sync. And that's really what we go for. That's
pro.
That's that finished, polished look that we're talking about when we go to showmanship, right? So now that they have that feel together when they're doing that, we're going to add the horse in and make sure that the horse and rider move together there. So we're bringing Chrome up to speed. We're going to be bringing Marley up to speed. And we'll,
she's coming up to speed.
Peanut might do showmanship before Marley does.
She's going to kill me.
We'll see. So we'll bring those up and they're learning it on their own, and then we'll bring them together and they can go on and do showmanship together. Yep. So that's kind of the goal.
Are these cones in line?
Should be.
Can you see them?
Yeah, they look good. So then I had some plans today to do the horsemanship stuff. To run over the horsemanship patterns, but if you follow us on Instagram, you'd have seen them. We had the vet out yesterday, so we were doing our spring little maintenance stuff. I would love to do a little bit of a video talking about that kind of thing. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about doing vet work and everything like that out there. If you followed the blog post that got put up, check that out. I talk a little bit about how I think of this as a professional sports team and how these are my athletes, right? These are my players. So if you ever follow football, you see like players get hurt all the time. Right? And they go back and they go down the tunnel and they get injected, they come back out and play. So for us, these are pro athletes. This is the quarter horse show. This is that high level. This is as far as we can take these horses, right? There's not a league higher than this, right? We're not playing small ball here, right? When you go to the Congress and you're showing quarter horse, that's as tough as it gets. Right. So when I think of this stuff, I think of these horses as being pro athletes. I think of Macy as being a pro athlete, and I like to think of myself as a professional coach. So,
You are.
so here we go. Let's get started. This is LSH Live number 15. I'm Jeremy.
Peanut. I'm
Macy.
Peanut. Oh.
Perfect. And I poked her. I poked her. She's scared. She's not ready.
He's mean. Just kidding.
All right. So I've got my cones set up. Thank you so much for everybody that sent their videos in of their 2-year-olds. I had a blast watching those.
Yeah, those are cool.
And seeing where everybody's at with theirs and kind of going back and forth. And I think this is really like to see what is a 2-year-old capable of doing, and you're not forcing him to do it either, right? Like I've never made this horse do any of it. She's going to move along at her own pace. She's going to get ready as she wants to get ready. She's been a little frisky today. It's a little chilly in here today, so hopefully
it's really cold.
we'll run into some problems and see what happens. So, awesome. I'm going to ride. Macy, you want to flip the camera around?
Yep.
Perfect.
Shall. Let's see here. It's new and improved. Watch out, cameraman. Say hello to Kelly.
Hello.
Again.
So I want to pick up where we left off last time with the jog circles on Marley. So we talked before about how...
Wait, I got to
about how we work towards getting to where we can gather them up and just move them into their face and they don't choke down their legs. And she's never seen a cone before, so maybe we'll get a little excited there.
Yeah, that's right.
So I want to be able to gather this horse up and move her up into her face. So you can see me just wiggle my hands and work her up into it. I want to have a horse that's really, really, really soft in her face. I think if I touch on her face and I feel a bunch of resistance, all of that resistance is going to stop her back end from moving up forward. Okay? So anytime that I feel pushed this way, she's probably leaning out that way and she's not driving up underneath herself as round as she could be. So I want a horse that will really drive up to her face and really drive up to the bit. When I was on Marley, I talked about how you can't just come out of the gate and clamp down on them and have that work, right? Like I can't just... What is that?
I have no idea.
Airplane.
Oh, God. Is it taking off for the pasture?
I think so.
I'm so scared.
So, I thought it was coming through the door. So we're gathering this horse up, but I'm not going to just clamp up on her and just tighten down, right? So we can't just trot her up into this and kick on her. I think the more you kick, the more bracy she's going to get. So she's going to get more round as I go through this process. I'm going to show you a little bit of how I introduce this stuff and how I introduce the lope to it. If you saw that little quick post we put up on Instagram or on our story, I don't remember which one it was, of Macy riding Marley, she was really rolling her around and really like taking her at lope and moving her back and forth. So I'm going to talk to you guys about how we start to create that in these 2-year-olds. That to me is one of my personal goals with the horses, to where I can roll their neck around and they're not using their neck to lope, right? So as I'm going around here, if she's relying on her neck to balance, then when I go to take it away from her and I go to put her over here, our legs are just going to fall apart, or our body's going to roll around, or we're going to get off kilter with everything. So I want to make sure that I can take her neck and keep her shoulders really square. So I'll come at you so you can see that. On this young one, we're going to start moving her left to right first. So I've got her over here, make that corner, jog straight at you, come through, take her neck to the side, and I keep everything jogging straight up. And see where it gets a little wobbly right there? I want her to get soft enough to where I can take her with just a finger to the side and not have her tip over and not have her accelerate and not have her leave this position. That's better. Very good. So I'll come back through, come back around, I'll jog at you again so you can see that. Coming around here, take her neck to the side, right here. Okay, one of the key things, and I talked a little bit about it in the bit video, is that when I reach down, the technique that I'm using so I don't snatch her out of midair is I'm going to take a hold right here, slide my hand out to the side, and grab her and pull her in. Okay? So I'm coming through, and I'm going like this. And no, it'll be till 3:30 today. So I'm sliding down, coming through, and I'll pull her to the side, right? So right here, slide down, gather her up. So this is how it starts at a walk, and you see how, or a standstill, you see how soft she is right there, right? So the technique here, I'm going to be riding around, put the reins over my left hand, slide my right hand to the side, and then I can pull with my left hand, okay? What that does for me is it makes sure that I slide in nice and soft to her face, and it makes sure that I keep contact on my left hand, okay? And I think that's really, really important. So I'm right here, I'm gonna slide out, I'm gonna pull with my left hand. Keeps me really balanced and square. I want her moving this piece right here, all right? I was in New Boston giving a clinic this last weekend, and we talked about that, and I saw a lot of horses that gave their necks right up here. I do not want my horse to bow out right here, because that puts their shoulders off kilter, and it makes them do this up front. When I take her to the side, I want her to keep her chest up and square right here like this, and I want her to keep her head over to me, and then I'll shuffle it to me, all right? So I'm going to shuffle it to me. You can see how that will put her right in that nice tucked in position we talked about on Marley. I'll give you to the side so you can see it. Nice tucked in position right there, okay? I want her broke right here. You can see that muscle start to engage. A lot of the times when I look at horses and I try to evaluate where are the holes, I'm looking to see where in their neck they're using themselves, right? If I see a big bulge right here and there's no muscle right here, I think I've talked about that before, I would relate that to a bodybuilder that's got a big neck and tiny shoulders, right? That would be really, really awkward to look at. So I think of my horses the same way. I want them to give here first and then give here. Their neck should taper down to their ears, not be big up there and have a giant hollow spot. So you can look at this horse and see there's no hollow spot with my muscling right here. We've got nice smooth muscle all the way across. It goes skinny to thick, all right? Some of that's confirmation, the way she's made, and some of that's just the way she's working, all right? We talk a lot about how it takes a long time to get these horses strong, and I think about myself, right? If I were to start working out, how long would it take me to go from my current shape to fitness competition ready? You know what I mean? That would take a long, long time. I would say that probably takes a year. So when you talk about how long should I send my horse out to get it to do this stuff, to be a Western pleasure horse like I see at the big shows, the answer is a long time. If you're not working every single day at getting your horse nice and round and engaging the right muscles, it's going to take you even longer. And then when you do send it out, we've got a lot of bad habits to work through to teach that horse how to get it where it needs to be to even start building muscle in the right place, right? So this truly is a process, and that's why I say, like, I'm just going to let her slow down at her own pace. So right now I've got my 4 cones set up. I'm making a little circle around each cone. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time where I got her head to the side, and I'll set her down in between. And then when I come back through here, I'm going to reach down and I'm going to pull. What I'm really feeling for is, does she tip over her shoulders on her own, or does she stay up in her chest when I take her head to the side? All right? It's elementary, very, very basic colt stuff to follow your nose. Okay? This is basic colt riding. Follow your nose around here. As she gets more broke, we're going to say you don't so much follow your nose as you do my eyes and my seat. So I'm going to look at my circle. I'm going to stay focused on my circle right here, and I'm going to make sure that she stays up in her chest. As I feel her roll around, I'm going to address that by push her out and then roll her back in off my outside. Okay? So that push out right here, push out, come back in. You see me wrap my outside hand, outside leg up by her shoulder. What I'm going to use this for when we start loping is really setting her on her butt. Okay? So we talked before about on Marley, we have this hip control where I can slide her hips around like this, right? As I swing this through, I'm going to catch her and walk her up into her face. This is one of the first 2-year-old videos I did, was I caught her right here on the inside and I walked her up into her face. As she gets more advanced with this, I'm going to bring her back over her hips and make her do a little pivot. Make her do a little pirouette. So it's going to look like this. This is the good contour to my horse, good arc to her body. And I'm going to bring everything back into it. So right here. And I'm looking to keep her moving, looking to keep her soft and supple through this. Think about it. Think your way through. Good. I like it. So I'm going to get out. I'm going to come back in. Ask for it here. Doing my very best while I do this to stay square in the saddle. Okay? So I'm asking her to come in. I'm looking to keep her head and neck square. I don't want her to twist her head when she does this. So if you look at her face, you can see how no matter where I've got her body, she's always square to you with her face. Okay? So you see where she's got her forehead is going to be flat to you. If she takes her head and she twists it, and now her nose and her ears are not in the same place, I'm going to be in trouble. Okay? So throughout all these maneuvers, I want you to pay attention to that. All right? So I'm coming through, take back up on my jog, rolling her around, really paying attention to how square is she in her chest and how square is she up in my hands. My goal is to get back to where I was with Marley, where I'm on this circle and I'm soft enough I can come through to you guys, and now I'm going to ask for a little bit of hip. Right there. See that? Ask that hip to come in. That was pretty good right there. Okay. I want to be able to do that both directions. So I'll loop back through. I'll ask with my left side. So I'm going to slide down. Ask for her neck. Got my outside rein out here because I don't want her to cut in. Coming around. I'm going to come at you guys. I'm going to ask for her hip on the inside. So I'm right here. Coming through. Hip on the inside. Perfect. I like it. So you see where I make those 3 lines coming at you. This is a horse that's got maybe 90, 120 days, and I have this much control over my hip already. I want you guys to really pay attention to that. Okay? Notice how come back. Notice how I'm not holding on to this horse's face to do that. I'm right here wide, giving her the lane to operate in. I want her to be this soft and supple in her body. Okay, that's a horse that really understands that. Now what I just did right there, I will not do on a regular basis. I don't want to push her left and then push her right immediately, because I feel like that tells her she's doing it wrong, right? If I push her left and then I catch her and push her back in, she's going to think like, oh, maybe I wasn't supposed to do that. You know what I mean? So I've got her right here, got her neck to the side. I feel like I've really got her captured up right here. You see me kind of bouncing my outside rein, asking for her nose a little bit, ask her to flex a little bit. I'll bring my outside rein into it, and I'll cut this circle a little bit. And this is a really small circle, guys. Take your horses at home, like I was saying before, take your horses at home and try to put them in these shapes that I've got mine in. Try to put them in those small circles and see if yours keeps its jog shape, right? See if yours will stay up in its shoulders and stay wriggling in its jog and not push on your hands so that you can ride with your hands open right here. And if you can, hey, great. You've got a good shot to beat me in the show pen, and I love it, right? That's going to keep me working harder is when I think somebody's going to beat me, okay? So I'm sliding down. I'm asking her to come around. Got her right here. I've got her in my hands. I'll ask for lope off. So hopefully you guys saw that lope off, where she didn't really change much in her position. That's what I want. So I'll come back through. Got her head over the inside. I'm going to roll her into it off my outside rein. My outside foot is back by her hip. Ask her to keep the contour of the circle. So I can take this circle. I'm going to put it inside these cones. This is a pretty small circle. Okay? I'll open it up. Let her lope around. Roll her back into it here off my outside rein. You see her fling her head around. She's having a hard time with this, right? Like right there, she kind of drifted out. I'll come back in. Open it up, take it to the side. The only way she's capable of doing this is if I have some respect out of my left leg. Okay? So she can't take her head to the left if she doesn't really stand up on this side right here. Okay? If she falls in because she's depending on her neck to lope around and she tips her shoulders like this and dumps over, I'm going to be in trouble when I bring her head over to the side. So I'm going to lope at you guys so you can see that. Coming through. Take up my center line. Tight corner. Straight line. Head to the side. Boom. So did you guys see that? How I was able to keep loping kind of straight ahead with her neck to the side. Okay? Look how I can back her up with her head to the side. Right here. I can take her head this way. I can back her in this spot right here. Because her shoulders stand up when I apply my reins. Don't think that I have to back this horse straight in the middle in order to get a back up. Right? So, I'm going to lope at you guys again so you can see that. Like that lope off a lot.
That's nice.
Coming through. I'm going to give myself some room. Come around here. Lope straight. Shape up. Everybody can see that contour on the circle. See how I keep my hands wide? I've just frozen in this position. I'm not changing at all. You can see I was pulling this rein straight to the side. This one right here asking for a little bit of shape. This leg's on the inside. This leg's back by her hip, and you can see that arc in her body. the key thing here is, look at how her forehead and her chest are straight to you guys, okay? If I were to lope that line and do this, I'm doing it wrong, right? Because she should lope through her ears, through her face. So if I do this and I let her go like this at you guys and sideways, I'm in trouble because she should be loping that way. A horse lopes from their outside stifle through their inside front through their ear, all right? So that shape right there is really, really important. I want my horse to be able to get in that spot really softly, okay? The key to that has been taking her and getting her really, really soft off my feet, right? You guys saw the very first time that I ever pushed your hips around. You were there. It was live, right? The very first lesson I ever gave on pushing your hips around. It was not that long ago. But what I've done, and hopefully the overarching theme that you guys should notice here, is I've just been methodical about getting this horse where she'll give up her parts and pieces. It's my job as a horse trainer to open up her parts and pieces, okay, and they can give them up. So I've got a horse now that I can shape up, a little less on this side, that I can shape up and have come with me, okay? So I'm going to work my right side just like I did my left side. Hopefully we'll see a little bit of the mistakes that she makes. Again, I'm going to start it off from my jog. I'm going to slide down my right hand, right here. Got her pushing up to this. Got her neck in my hands. I like where she's at. She's tipping over a little bit. The cones are out here to help me understand whether she's tipping in on my circle or not. And I'm coming through, trying to get her to where she stays up and my hands doesn't pull on me. She used to twist pretty hard right here. She was pretty stiff right here on my inside leg, right in her ribs right there, not very long ago, maybe, what, 3-4 rides ago, Mace?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, and every time I took her right here, everything up front just went whoop and fell over.
It's bad.
Right? And it wasn't very pretty up front at all.
No.
So in doing this, it really forced her to step on her outside front and keep her hip on the inside. So I'm going to lope off out of this. She knew it was coming. So I'm going to lope back off as I come across here. Nice lope off, came up to me good. I'll take it. So I'm going to set up on my circle first. Get myself a big circle going here. I can't tighten this down to the right like I can the left because she's just not quite as soft. So I'm going to try it, show you guys what that looks like. I'm going to try to set her up on a circle, and I feel her leaning all over me and having a hard time here. So this is much more difficult for her to do. See her losing her rhythm up front. She's trying to fall out of the circle. So what that means is I'm just going to sit here and hold this shape and say, hey, we're right here. Let's just get comfortable doing this. There, she started to soften up a little bit right before she pushed on me. So I'm just getting comfortable in a circle, letting her practice. I used to be really, really guilty of being so busy on my horse, right? I used to take a hold of him all the time, and I was like bumping and banging and rolling and rubbing, and like that's what I ended up with right there. See, when this horse was like, whoa, 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 hold on. I used to do that a lot. I've come to realize that if I can be a little more solid with this horse and more rub and roll her around, I'll get a lot further. So what you'll see when I bring her over the inside, especially on this right knee, she's going to get kind of funky in her legs. The more I pinch her up, that's better. So I'm going to load batches so you can see what that kind of looks like.
He's gone.
Come back. Come back. So I'm going to load batches. Open through here, pick up, everything on the inside, shape through. Now, she's having a little bit of a hard time here because she's kind of bracy right through here. So it's really hard for her to get her hip and her head on the same side because these legs, her front end, wants to go this way, right? So when I take that and I try to straighten it out, it's kind of like rumbly and gets all funky, and you kind of see it underneath. And you just have to know where it's coming from. And for me, I know it's coming from right through here on the inside. So when I'm loping around, she's trying to like come up. That's weird.
Oh, it's back.
It's back? We're back.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. So like I said, hopefully this will be one of the last times we have to deal with that because I'm going to the laptop after this. So hopefully putting the camera outside or the phone outside will be better service and we can go from there. So everybody back, we're live again. Sorry about that. We're back. So what I want to do is I want to lope her around and get her to where I can take her neck side to side. So that's going to be a counter-canter next. All right? So when I counter-canter her, I'm going to use a little figure 8 shape. And I'm going to have to get a little bigger circle, so you guys are going to bear with me a little bit. The HD replay will be up on YouTube, hopefully within a day or so. Okay, so when I go lope off again this way, lope off, good. Coming through. I'm going to set myself up on a regular circle, kind of average size circle first. We've worked on bringing her over the inside a little bit this way, both ways now. So I can bring her over the inside of her lope. I'm going to start bringing her over the outside of her lope. So when I do that, I think the best way to do that, I'm going to come through, slide down, put my outside foot back. Now my circle has to get a lot bigger here. I'll loop around so you guys can see it. My circle's got to get a lot bigger here. So what I'm looking for, my measure of success, is how well does she split her front end? Does she stand on her left front? And what I feel here is I feel her really lean into my hand, my left hand. She really pulls down hard into it. So when I do this, I want to sit on this counter-canter circle. I want to sit on this counter-canter circle. Oh, missed it. We're going to gather back up. So it's really hard to go from a lope to a counter-canter to a regular. Back across there. So I'm going to roll back, try again. Because I need to do more rollbacks anyway. So you see how lope off was good. I'll loop through. Here's my transition right here. So my right hand rides her neck. My left hand stays open and wide to the outside. My left leg is up by her shoulder, opening her front end up a little bit. I'm going to press a little harder up. That's as far as I can go. So we're going to stop. We're going to push her over this way. We're going to turn around. We'll load back off. We'll come back into it here. The only reason why she can't do this is because she's trying to figure out where to put her feet to make that circle. I'm going to give her room to figure it out. And I'm going to use everything else that I have to work on gathering her up. Good. So my measure of success, again, is how small of a circle can she do and stay really balanced and soft. So this is better. So I'm going to turn loose of this. I'm going to go straight and loop back over my outside. So when I loop back over, if she's really standing on her back end, then she's going to have to get round in that spot. So I'll do that a little faster for you. I like that turn a lot. I'm going to come back over, rock hard over my outside, and really drive that back end up right here. Now I feel it really heavy on my hands. When I do that move, come back through, and I know if she's going to be heavy on my hands because that's a tight circle. So the heavier she is on my hands, the more she pushes on her face, the harder that's going to be for her. Okay? So she's got to really bring her hock and her jaw closer together in that spot. And that's tricky for a horse to do. If she could do that right now, she'd be going really slow. Oh, missed it. Come back and push her across. Turn her around. This is the move right here that I'm making at a lope. So right here, ask her to really rock over her hips. Lope back off. That's the transition I'm asking her to make. It's a tricky transition to make. Okay? So I'm coming through. Roll her around. I like this better. Come back. Roll her over. In that spot, she's got to really break in half. Good. Good stop. When I bring everything back over my circle, good girl. So that move is right here, pushing everything out and up and up and up, and then it's right here and capture it back up. And when I do that, you can imagine she's got to step here and get round, right? Everything we're trying to do is gather this horse up and make her come, bring her hocks and her face closer together and bring everything up and round. So as she gets softer everywhere, you're going to see her start to gather up through that and get a lot slower and start to come up when I bring her back over the correct side of that lead. Okay? So I'll go to the left just real quick here. I think I have a couple minutes left, right, Mace?
Like 2 minutes.
2 minutes. All right. So I'll go to the left real quick. Want to work both sides of my horse. Notice that little break that I gave her right there to let her kind of think about what's going on. Lope off. I missed my lead. That's okay. Back up. Turn around. Like I said, she needs to get these. I'm never going to get 100%. My goal is to get to where she's like 80, 90%. Lope off. Keep that shape and roll right into it. So this way she's a little bit softer. So I'll show you the smaller circle that I can make on this side. Keep my hands nice and slow and soft. Keep them low. Look how much more I can break her in half going this way. How much smaller I can make that circle and I keep good rhythm. I'll lope back this way, counter-canter here. You can see how much tighter up. There, she kind of like hit that.
Oh my
Killed it.
gosh, scare
I'm out of control.
me. You are running.
So we're going to stop, gather it up. We're going to turn around. Thank you, Macy. And we're going to lope off left lead again. And if I could make those circles without hitting the cones, like I could on Marley, she'd be really, really broke, right? So that's okay. So I'm going to slide down. Keep my hands open and wide. Give her lots of room here. I'm going to catch her right here. Roll her over. Come up to me, come up to me, come up to me, come up to me. Open back up. Roll around here. Really get her neck working right here at the base of it. There, in front of that ribs. Slings out there. I avoided that one. You like that?
Oh my gosh.
So, coming through. Open his front leg up. Right here. Good. I'll come at you so you can see that. Where I've got her neck, do that. Want a horse soft enough that I can lope at you? Right here. Ooh. See how I'm making her neck move? Right here from her shoulders. I'm going to caution you guys to make sure you keep your hands wide. Be a good enough rider, you can keep your hands wide when you do that. Alright? Don't get up and over their neck to do that. Keep your hand out here. Get your horse soft enough in its side that your foot can hold them up and over and your hand doesn't have to come across their neck. Alright? So to give that a better idea, when I do that counter canter, I'm coming out here with my right hand, holding her neck over here to the side as much as I can. Notice how far away from my midline I am. Bring that head and neck to the side so you're not pulling this way. Okay? She's not ready in her life for an up and this way with everything. Okay? I can't hold her on that counter canter right here and lope straight at you guys. I got to go right here with my right foot and run her to you guys. Okay? So that's really, really, really important. I want to make sure you guys understand that. So don't go up and this way and ride scared and ride tight right here. Okay? Make sure you're out to the sides. So you can see my horse is puffing, she's sweating, I'm sweating. That's a good workout right there. And that's what we're looking for, right? That this is, I'm making her get open and get free. This is a tough position for her. You see what that looks like right now. And I found her limits a couple times, right? I took a hold and she shut down on me and she kind of got a little funky. That was my limit. That's as much as I could do. So I got to go back to my trot, to my walk, to my standstill. And even though she feels pretty soft right now, she's got to learn the motor skills. She's got to learn the repetition to where she can do that and stay in rhythm and stay in motion. Okay? So that takes muscle and it takes muscle memory. Okay? So you can see where like she's puffing pretty hard. That's a workout, right? Like I'm coming through and asking her for a lot. So, and I stayed soft with her and I stayed after it. So there's a couple times she told me no. A couple times she said I can't do that. I said, that's all right. We're just going to stop, set up, gather ourselves, get more round and try again. All right? I do not want her to be scared to make mistakes. And that's huge to me. She's got to be able to express herself and say, this is hard. And I can have the conversation I'm having with her is, I know. Let's try again. Okay? So that's it for today, right?
Yep.
This was LSH Live number 15. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Remember to like and share. Follow me on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube. And we'll try to grow this thing as much as we can. My personal goal, and you guys can help me out with this, I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I think I'm just shy of 500 right now. So my goal is to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. And I think I need you guys' help to do that. So without you guys, this isn't possible. Continue to love and support this if you guys want to. We love having you here, and we'll keep working hard. Stay grinding. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.